Hello, I'm Donalyn Miller, and this is the Book Whisperer, Back to the Books. There are countries in the world where access to a free public education are denied to many children. In order to highlight awareness of global literacy issues, literacy leader Pam Allen founded LitWorld, a nonprofit organization that works to provide literacy access and education to children all over the world. Once a year, LitWorld hosts World Read Aloud Day, a global celebration to heighten awareness of literacy issues around the world. It's an opportunity to talk with students about their rights to literacy and the plight of children all over the world who may not have the same access they do. And it's also a great time to celebrate books and that shared community around our love of reading. This year, LitWorld is hosting World Read Aloud Day on February the 16th. I encourage you to visit the LitWorld website at litworld.org, sign up your class to participate in World Read Aloud Day, and on the website you'll find a robust collection of resources that will help you discuss literacy issues with your students. I also would like to share with you some books that I think would make great read aloud choices for your students and you, not just on LitWorld's World Read Aloud Day, but throughout the school year. The first book I'd like to share with you is the next installment in Kate Messner's exciting Ranger in Time series, Ranger in Time, Journey Through Ash and Smoke. In this book, Ranger, a search and rescue dog who's able to travel through time, travels back to the Viking Age, where he must rescue a family and himself from an erupting volcano. I love the Ranger in Time series. I think they're exciting historical fiction elements to share with young readers. You could read one book in the series, and students would be interested in reading the rest of the series as independent reading selection. I'm excited to share with you a new book in a wonderful middle grade series by award-winning author Jason Reynolds. Many of us know Jason's work because of his young adult contemporary realistic fiction books like All American Boys and When I Was the Greatest. But this is a first book in a new series for middle grade readers. I think it would make a wonderful read aloud for 5th through 8th grade students. The book is not that long. The pacing makes it lovely as a read aloud. And of course, as Jason continues to publish books in this series, these would be books that students would enjoy for independent reading selection. In the first book in the track series, Ghost, we follow a young man named Castle Cranshaw. His father is in jail because he was abusive to him and his mother. Castle struggles at school because he does not accept the role he plays in getting himself in trouble. He thinks that he is a victim and things are being done to him to punish him or to get him in trouble. And he kind of has a chip on his shoulder about his life and his own experiences. He wants to be a basketball player. This is his dream. And he one day is in a local park and he sees a select track team practicing, and one of the track team members is mouthing off about how great he is and how fast he is. And Castle just decides to see if he can beat him in a race. And so he runs alongside the track while this young man is also running, and he beats him. And the coach of the track team comes up to Castle and says, "Would you like to be in track? Would you like to run on our team?" And he goes, "No, I want to play basketball." That starts a whole journey with Castle, with his coach, and with his team, and how that does change him and how he sees himself and his role in the world. The next book I'd like to share with you is Undefeated, Jim Thorpe and the Carlisle Indian School Football Team. This is a narrative nonfiction book by award-winning author Steve Sheinkin, the author of Bomb, the author of Dangerous Game. He has a way of writing riveting, compelling, true stories about fascinating stories from history, and Undefeated doesn't disappoint. Undefeated follows the story of Jim Thorpe, the legendary football player, in his earliest years at the Carlisle Indian School. Native Americans were often put into Indian schools in order to assimilate them to white culture and to erase their own native culture, language, and traditions. The book follows Jim through his experiences in this school, his relationship with Pop Warner, legendary football coach, and the Carlisle Indian School football team, which became famous in their time for beating Harvard, Yale, and other well-known football teams. We often share nonfiction with students in our classrooms, but those nonfiction selections are often short. Picture books of nonfiction, um, articles that we get offline, pieces from textbooks. And while those are all still meaningful ways to share nonfiction with students, I feel like we don't read enough long form nonfiction with our kids so that they can really get into a nonfiction story, follow a story for many, many days. So I think this would make a wonderful read aloud selection for our middle school and high school students. The last book I'll share with you this week is a book that I think will make a fantastic read aloud selection for World Read Aloud Day or for any of your read aloud opportunities with your students. And it is The Rooster Who Would Not Be Quiet by Carmen Agrediti. This is a lively story set in the village of La Paz. It's a quiet little village, and they elect Don Pepe as their mayor. He's kind of grouchy and kind of bossy. And he outlaws all singing in La Paz. Even the tea kettle is afraid to whistle. And we have a rooster who does not follow the rules, who crows every morning, and it drives Don Pepe up the wall. I think this is a fun read aloud. You should practice it. It's one of those dramatic read alouds that you can have a lot of fun with, and kids will certainly enjoy it. I hope you'll enroll your class and your school in World Read Aloud Day. Please visit the LitWorld website for more resources and information. It's a wonderful opportunity to celebrate the joy of reading with your students and also introduce them to global literacy initiatives that support readers everywhere. Thank you for joining me for this week's episode of the Book Whisperer Back to the Book. You can find additional information and instructional strategies for read aloud in my fall episode about reading aloud. And I hope you have a wonderful week of reading, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Thank you.